we got all the other AIs recording, but not the actual the video. But yeah, the human change is the other thing, that people are resistant to change, and people don't want to change in an organization, and they've been doing their job the same way for many years. Why should they change now? And with AI, it's no different. So managing the human transformation is very important for leadership. And this is where the important thing is to invest in employees' experience. So people actually have positive experiences with AI. And work on the culture as well. So it's got to be a sort of a learning hungry type of culture that you have in your organization, for people to have an appetite to learn AI, and then also have authentic integrated feedback. And then the technical skills are the obvious one, is to build and iterate technical skills throughout the organization in order to improve the rollout of AI, provide access to training and experts. And that's where a company, if it's not internal, to look outside, maybe, bring somebody in, like a consultant or something, to do an hour-long webinar, or maybe a day-long training, or that sort of thing. And then manage the risk is obviously going to be important. That has to do with company data and privacy and all of that sort of thing. And then improve service the management process. So I thought that was quite an interesting thing to keep in mind when you are busy implementing AI into your business. And then the onboarding process is how you lay the foundation for learning. It starts at the bottom of the pyramid here. It's on an individual, is creating individual value. And that's really the foundational skills. And here we're talking the basic things, like how do you summarize a meeting? How do you do research? How do you follow an email thread? All of that sort of stuff is what people learn at the bottom level. And that could be the senior management learning on their individual basis, but also throughout the organization, individuals learning AI on their own. But then, roll that up into a departmental value. So where's AI applicable in specific roles in a department? So role specific and multi-step prompts and things that maybe is being used in a department. Extend the usage to role-based processes, train users on departmental use cases. I think that's an important thing, is to develop use cases within departments, and then roll that out with the corresponding KPIs. It's an important thing. And then organization value, it's obviously then from departments into organizations, and then synergies across department, and streamline and automate core processes throughout the organization. So that's how it would roll out. And then just the last one from Copilot is that they have found for now that Copilot, or the AI capability within Microsoft 365, the most foundational skills, or the things that are being used most often, is recapping a meeting, summarizing an email thread, drafting an email, summarizing content, tell me about a topic. So that's obviously doing research, give me some ideas for boosting creativity or something like that. Help me write. As I said last week, most apps nowadays have got a help me write function. What did they say about me? Revise this content and translate a message. And you can see it's mostly in Teams, and it's in Microsoft Word docs, and then Copilot itself, and Microsoft Word again. So that's where most people have sort of started their journey with Copilot. And I'm mentioning Copilot because it's kind of a proxy in terms of what people are using AI for. So all of this is going to be sort of incorporated into Copilot and Microsoft, but we can access that even if we don't have Copilot. I'm not selling Copilot. I'm actually not even recommending for you to go out and get it unless your organization have it at the moment. But the individual things that you can maybe go and get for your organization. Before we get, so the next step is we're going to show you some cool tips and tricks. Is there anybody with ideas around organizational AI and bringing generative AI into the organization? Any comments on that?
Quentin, can I just raise something?
Yes, you may.
It's like, yeah, yeah, it's good with the departments and all the training, but doesn't it AI start with actually what platforms are you going to use? Like, if you in a business like we in marketing and digital, in the digital space, we got to decide like what in Copilot, what are we going to use first before we do anything? And then once you've sampled all the different things and spoke to a guy like you about it, and you say, okay, these are the 5 things you got to use. Then we go and study those 5 things. Otherwise, we're jumping around trying different things and we haven't really nailed it down. So how do you recommend we go around, decide actually what's best purpose technology for what we want for our applications or functions?
Absolutely, Gary. That's is one of the first steps that you do, is sort of the experimental phase or the exploration phase, I like to call it, where you explore different tools and you see how it fits. But it's actually a step before that, where you do like a SWOT analysis across your organization and see what sort of strengths and weaknesses you've got in your business, and where the AI could help with those specific things. Or even the other thing is a SWOT analysis on your processes that you follow and how AI could be of help in those different things there. So that's where I would start. And then obviously you start looking at the different tools and things, the exploration phase, and then the experimentation phase, and then you start implementing some of those things, and see how it goes, and then you measure it and you kind of come back at the process. The interesting part is, again, because AI develops so quickly, is that often you might decide on a tool, so it's got to be very flexible, it's got to be very dynamic, because things change quite quickly. Nish.
Yeah, Quentin, I was just gonna give my experience. So my view, it's similar to what you said before, which is that right now we're in a bit of a wild west with AI. And so every week new functions and features are being released. And when you think Google is behind, and then in a month's time they're ahead, and then you think Copilot is behind, and then a month later they're in front. And I would say that choosing a platform now, really your systems guys are choosing the platforms for you. I would suggest you rather experiment and get individuals to play as much as possible with as many tools, because then when you have enough people playing in your business, playing with the tools, you go, okay, what am I using it most for? And now let me shortlist which platforms that specialize in that, find that somebody takes their core, develop AI and complementary products around it. So in my experience, it's always been play, experiment, and then prioritize what you use it most for, what most people use it for, and then start thinking, okay, which platform makes sense? Because in Copilot, as you've seen, most of it is embedded in their ecosystem. So the minute you make a decision on Copilot, you're in that ecosystem. Whereas if you use somebody that's outside that ecosystem, you could potentially get more functionality of it over time.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, thank you very much for that, Nish. I think that's some good advice in terms of implementation.
Can I just add one thing? Like, if you choose to go with Copilot, then you probably got a Microsoft ecosystem, because you tie into your knowledge base there. So if you're really embedded in Microsoft, then rather go for Copilot and let it be used in all the different applications. If you're more in Google, like Google search, then we'd rather go Gemini, because that's more Google sided. Do you recommend that we go to wherever they sort of tied into? Would that be a good idea?
Yeah, absolutely. It's where your workspace was in the past, the productivity tools that you used, whether you use Google's sort of network of tools or whether you use Microsoft, that is probably the best way to bring your AI into that. I actually got a short little video to show you how, if you are in you pick one of them and you work in one, how you can actually jump from one to the other, and how that makes a lot more sense in terms of productivity, rather than jumping in and out to other tools. because your databases and your data and everything sits in the background. So yeah, I think.
So Quentin, sorry, I'm interrupting. Is it true that if you time Microsoft correctly with AI, it can go through all your data, all your information, it control your website, and when it responds to you, it sort of knows who you are and it knows about your business and it knows all your information. So maybe it can give you a better experience.
Yeah, that's if you implement it across the organization and you connect all your data. It's almost, I would say, on an enterprise level that would happen. On the small businesses, it might be a setup where it's sort of individual, still working on their own, but it can definitely work a lot better if it's integrated and everything sits on the same databases. Actually, I'll jump to that quickly before I get into Canva. But I just want to mention this as well. It says prioritize peer-to-peer learning through community engagement and knowledge sharing. So actually, that's my whole idea with this group, is that it's sort of a peer-to-peer learning where everybody, sort of learn from each other, and you've got sort of a community engagement. So Microsoft, the Copilot thing here, actually telling me that I'm on the right track there. But let me jump quickly to a short little demo that Microsoft has brought out. I'll show you guys here. It's just a recording of a screenshot. So for instance, if you open up a Word document like this and you start typing in draft a proposal for fund articles based on, and then it already knows, based on the information that you're given, that it sort of suggests some files that you can use. You might have meeting notes and you might have board meeting notes that you could use, and it inserts that. And then I don't know if you saw that there's a Word document with a product roadmap that you can insert into that, and then it combines the information and writes your proposal for you. So you see, then your Copilot pops up on the side here, and it says, "I created a proposal with these two files. What's next?" And then you can say, make it look like and again, you type proseware proposal, and then it searches your database and say, "Oh, yeah, I've got a proseware proposal. I'm going to use that as a template." And then it starts creating the document for you based on that. And there you go. Then it creates it for you in Word based on other information that it's pulled from your organization. And then it's drafting a summary from the document, and you keep improving the document by just typing stuff into the Copilot on the side there. And it sort of suggested, actually, it says, "Why don't you add a frequently asked questions?" And then you said, "Yes, yeah, that's a good idea. Add that in." And then it will actually add that. Then it'll jump to Microsoft PowerPoint, and you say, "Create a presentation based on that proposal that I've just created." And then it scans that file and creates the PowerPoint presentation for you. If you like the presentation, then cool. If you want to make any changes, again, you make AI changes by typing in, say, add a slide about cost benefits of sustainable materials. So it just adds one slide to the whole presentation. So it's really sort of conversational, creating the document that you want. So then you could sort of say, "Okay, I don't like this slide because it's kind of boring, make it more visual." And then it creates that, and it even creates some speaker notes with it as well. So really powerful. And then you can go over to, just going to see if to Excel, and now you can go and analyze data with the Copilot in Excel, where it'll look at trend data, and again it knows the context in which you're talking about, and it can do an analysis for you. And then you can say, "Help me visualize the decline in sales," and it'll apply colors, and you like it. And that's all good. And then you say, "What would happen if we use reusable containers? If reusable containers had maintained the prior quarter's growth rate?" So you can actually ask questions of the data. and then it creates a little model for you that illustrates that. So very powerful. And then finally, obviously, in email is help me write, help me reply to it, and you can send those documents across, or you can write your email based on the documents that you created. You can even obviously do it on your phone. So this, I think, I don't think Copilot is actually here, by the way. This is one of those things where the demo is probably looking cooler than what is being rolled out. I'd be interested to know if anybody has actually had this kind of experience and worked with the data like that. And I think it's going to take a while for people to learn to work with Copilot in this way.
Quentin, can I quickly add something?
Yeah, sure.
I was with guys today, Brendan, you probably know they're missing link, the guys, and they're saying the Copilot, everyone's waiting on to see, how it does your PowerPoints. Because there's a great expectation that it's really going to create really good PowerPoints, and the current AI, the other tools don't really cut it yet.
Yeah.
But they're thinking that Copilot will be a tool that can actually create a really good presentation.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, can you imagine, you can work like this and it actually, uses your data and jump from application to application, and it keeps the context. And I mean, it's going to be huge for productivity, and it'll be interesting to see if that works out. Nish?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying that, but in order to get the benefit we're seeing now, it's almost you got to create a multidisciplinary team, because it's small things like right now, most organizations they have Microsoft, but they don't even have the directory services correct. So even though the data is available, quite often it's about the integration. And for instance, I've used the first version of the Microsoft PowerPoint, which is intelligent solution. So you create PowerPoints.
Okay.
A small thing like if you are editing a PowerPoint that has a template loaded on it, the AI won't work, because it's very sensitive to what you have on the background. Whereas if you start a brand new presentation, it works quite well. And so it's those kind of new, they called it what do they call it? Allusions on ChatGPT, or what was that word?
Hallucinations.
Hallucinations.
Yeah.
And with AI, we just gotta, it looks amazing what you showed, but it requires all the data points to be integrated. It requires all your documents to be on OneDrive. To do the PowerPoint requires you to have your CI loaded into AI, and those data integration points require a lot of IT work. Exactly. So I think that's what's really like in strategizing and implementation of AI. You have to have all players and stakeholders concerned in the room from the start, because if IT is making decisions one way and marketing's making another decision, and then your knowledge resources are making different decisions, it will take years for that integration to work properly.
100%. Yeah, I think for small businesses and medium enterprises, the biggest challenge is not so much which tools are we going to use, as how do I get my data sorted out and structured so that when the AI comes and sits on top of it, it can actually extract value from that. And then obviously in terms of the implementation, how that process is when it's going to roll out. But definitely the focus has got to be on data and managing your data in the beginning to get ready for AI. Cool. All right, so let's get a move on here. I want to get into the fun stuff, and I wanted to actually show you guys one or two tutorials today, and I'm going to be using Canva over here, or just showing a couple of things on Canva. And for those of you who are Canva experts, just follow along, and even if this is old news for you, but I think this is pretty exciting. This is just a promo video from Canva, and I'll just show you quickly. You can do magic video is one of the things. Oops. This is why I don't go into presentation mode, because it jumps out. Let me just start again. Actually, can we go back there? I'm just going to do it and not in presentation mode. Do that and do that. Okay, so Magic Video is one of the things that you can actually edit videos in Canva. So a lot of us use other video editors. Clipchamp is another one that I often recommend and I use personally. But it's actually sometimes it's easier just to jump into Canva and edit some videos over there. And then Magic Switch is another one similar to what we just saw in Microsoft Copilot, where you can switch from one document to another. So you create a PowerPoint and you actually convert it into a Word document. And then Switch also gives you a translation functionality. And I'll show you just now, it actually has some of our own local languages that you can do some translations for, which is fantastic. So, and then obviously you can do Magic Write in Microsoft Copilot. So the way it can help you to write things in a better way. I don't think Canva is that strong in terms of writing and generating text. I would still sort of default to going into ChatGPT or Claude or one of those and getting my text ready there and then bringing it to Canva. But then, it's all in one place here with Canva. It can generate images. And again, maybe you want to default to Midjourney or DALL-E 3 or one of those. And here's some cool tools, which I'll actually show you some demos just now, how you can grab an image and then just expand the image, for instance, to fill the whole page, or you can change the color of the lady's shirt or the whole outfit that she's wearing by just filling it in, or grab an object and move it, and it sort of replaces where she was. A nice function with the fonts is actually typing what you want the font to look like, and it creates like balloons, for instance. So let me show you how what that could look like. So I did this little demo. I just sort of screenshotted a couple of things. One of my favorite functions in terms of editing pictures now is this grab text one, where you could literally take a picture off the internet that's like that, where the text is actually embedded in the picture. And what it'll do, it'll actually change the picture, the text, that you could actually move it around or delete it or change it. So it takes it out of the picture, or it separates it from the picture, so you can use it like that. And then Magic Expand, as you just saw, if your picture is just too small, you want to sort of get a wider picture of the beach, gives you 4 options. Not all of them great. Again, you'd have to do iterations of it, but it's very powerful. Now your picture is wider, and it's sort of expanded. You can see there's more of the mountains on the side and things like that. And now what you can do is sort of play around with this picture. Like, for instance, the Magic Edit. If I highlight this section over here and I go and I type in, I want a boat right there on the water, and generate that, it'll actually give me a couple of options. There's 4 boats that I could choose from. And I choose, if I pick that one, say, for instance, then now I've got a boat on the water on my picture. And then finally, let's say, and I don't want so many clouds, I can then highlight the clouds over there and erase the clouds, and it'll just keep the blue background. Maybe you didn't see it that clearly, but very cool stuff that you can do with Canva lately. And I think the point I'm making over here is, if you generate in Canva, there's all of these tools that you can use, because it's all in one place. And I saw yesterday Canva bought another editing designing software. So that's going to be interesting to see what more capabilities that bring in. Just a quick one in terms of, we all know that AI's image generator battles with spelling. I don't know if anyone has seen that before, that the spelling is atrocious, and the image generators really struggle to get that right. With this grab text in Canva, you can literally go and fix that now, because if you, let's say, for instance, over here, you say grab text and it releases or separates the text from the image, you can go and fix all of that. And the amazing thing is, for most part, it keeps the fonts. So if you, for instance, look here at the spelling of my Unleashed Family, you see all of those little pieces it picks up, even the one in the picture on the side. You can go in and just kind of fix that spelling over there, or you can go to that welcome and you can go retype it completely, or just delete the misspelled part of it, or put in a new word, or whatever you want to do. So I think this is pretty cool, to get past the spelling issue that you have with AI. So even if I move up a bit, you'll see on the side here, it's got a wording inside a picture frame that's on the side there. It's picked that up as font, and you can actually go and retype it and actually move it around, and it keeps that same sort of aspect ratio and everything. So it's a really, really cool thing that is now available in Canva. Another tool, what's happening is, if you look on the side here, you'll see a lot of tools or apps are now integrating with Canva. So for instance, DALL-E 3 is one of the tools that does that. So instead of generating outside, you can generate it inside. But there's a whole bunch of AI tools. We know that Canva's always had some apps that it's integrated with, but if you click on the AI-powered tools in the middle there, it shows you all of the different AI tools that you can create inside your Canva project. So if we, for instance, jump ahead here, and I'll show you how, if once you've clicked on, we've chosen DALL-E 3 as an option, you can then just type in there, generate, my spelling is quite bad here, but generate a cat on the moon, and the moon is made of cheese. Then it'll generate that image for you, and you can go pick from that image. I'm going to jump ahead again, and once it's done that, these are very bad examples. Really, you probably have to do a little bit better prompting than what I did over here. But just to show you the example, what's cool about having this DALL-E picture now in Canva is you can go straight ahead, and those tools that I showed you earlier, and start editing your picture over here. So you click on edit photo, and now all of those things are available. So if I say, for instance, I want to add something into this picture up at the top here, I've used my brush and I brush it over, and then I type in on the left-hand side here, put a Earth globe, for instance, in there. And then I say generate, and you'll see that it actually pops up with a picture of the Earth on the top left-hand corner there. So yeah, very terrible design and very ugly pictures, but just to sort of kind of show you how all of that can work, and then you can remove the background and things like that again, if you to fix your picture. Something else that I've shown people for quite a while, but I still think it's quite amazing. I wonder if I've skipped a slide now. Let's go here first, because I think this is very relevant to where we are in Africa and where we're working. Obviously, Magic Write can help you write a presentation. And if I just write the heading, it will give me a whole paragraph or a whole slide on that. And then I can just fix the slide up. And then I can start using the slide. And I go to my apps and I go to something called Translate. And you'll see that we've got some of our own language. We've got Zulu and Xhosa available as languages over here. So I can literally go and pick the slides. I've got 2 slides there that I've created, a title slide and the content slide. And there it's done it. It's kind of changed it. And I've actually asked people who are Xhosa speaking, and they said that's not a bad translation, so I have to take their word for it. Or you can go and create that in Zulu, and you can see at the bottom here, it's now, I've got my 2 English slides, I've got 2 Xhosa slides, and now I'm going to create 2 Zulu slides, and it quickly does that for you. It recreates the slides and everything. So I think that's super powerful in terms of communication and talking to different audiences, especially where we are in South Africa, and also competing on the global market. If you're a native speaking Zulu and you like to write in your home language and then convert it to English so that you can then present to say a global audience. Very, very powerful that. Lastly is just the bulk create functionality. And yeah, it's quite cool. If you, for instance, in ChatGPT, get ChatGPT to write you a whole social media plan, and it actually writes some posts and stuff. So what it's doing for me now, it's giving me a social media post content, relevant hashtags, and an ideal image description. So maybe I want to create all of these things, and I'll go forward, but I think it's about a month's worth of content here that it's created. And then what I can do is I can copy this and either take it directly to Canva or paste it into Excel, and then save that as a CSV file, and then bring the CSV file across into Canva. And then I'm going to use an app called Bulk Create. And you'll see on the left-hand side here, I'm first creating a template over here. And I want to this is about my toys. So I create a main storyline there. This is, for instance, an Instagram, say, post, or a Facebook or post or something like that. I go to Bulk Create on the left-hand side, where I just go and choose or upload my CSV file. I can post it in directly, but so what it's doing, it's bringing all of those social media posts in here for me. And now I connect that, connect the data of that text box there to my files, to specific columns. So as you see there, it's going to give me my content, and it's going to give me my relevant hashtags. And now if I hit the continue, it actually is going to give me 10 different, because I had 10 different social media posts there. I'll shorten it and just make 5. And it literally is going to create 5 slides for me from all of that different content that I had. So you can see I got now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different slides here. Yes, you'll have to format it a little bit and make it fit in there a little bit, but that I think is a big time saver. You can, for instance, create 3 different formats and then change it up as you will, but it's definitely you can create in bulk, you can create a whole bunch of content. So there we go. I just highlighted a couple of cool things from Canva. Anyone want to comment on that or know some even better tricks in Canva? Lynn, I know you're a Canva expert.
And I'm no expert,
Yeah.
but I really enjoyed what you showed us. I was very inspired, and I'm definitely going to use some of that. I think it's great. Thank you for showing us.
Yeah, because I think those are great time savers as well. So those are
very much
some of the tools and things that So we've spoken. If I go back to all of the tools and the tips and tricks that we've spoken about GPTs before, and we've spoken about prompt engineering and all those sort of things. So if you kind of over time just kind of put that stuff together, it really is quite cool. So I quickly want to show you guys the development in terms of the image generators as well. Let me just see. hearing.
Quentin, is Canva, is there a free version of Canva?
Yeah, you can definitely do a free version. And it doesn't have all of that functionality. You have to have the pro version to have some of the functionality. But the cool thing about Canva is you can have a team version of it. So you could share it with something. So Lynn was generous to share her Canva with me. So there's so let's say, for instance, even in this group, if a couple of people who decide they want Canva, they can always get together and get one Canva account. But and you can actually keep it separate so that no one can see your designs. You only until you want to share it with other team members. But there is that option as well. Cool. All right. Here's one just for fun. I was talking about the generation of images where you can literally just speak an image into existence. Now, the thing about this is that it's how quickly the AI is actually developing. The AI is actually creating this picture. I actually hope you guys will be able to hear this because I didn't share the sound properly. But
it's a super sharp movie poster of an award-winning Netflix movie called Society of the Snow. In the snowy mountains, a 23-year-old white man is kneeling deep in the snow of the Andes Mountains on a sunny day. He has medium-length hair, he's facing away from the camera slightly to the left, he's emotionally broken, and he's wearing a beige autumn jacket.
I don't know whether it's just me, but I can't see a picture.
Oh, I said emotionally broken. Maybe that's why. So let's see what happens if I delete that. No way.
Sorry, say again, Nisha. Can you see that?
I was saying that I don't know whether it's just me, but I can hear, but I can't see any video that you played.
Oh, really?
Is anyone else having that problem?
Am I sharing properly?
We could only hear. We could not see.
Oh, that's a pity. That's the whole point of it.
We couldn't use all of our senses.
Let me try one more time. If I do this, share screen 1, screen 2, share. All right, can you guys see the picture now? Okay, so let's start this again.
Short movie poster of an award-winning Netflix movie called Society of the Snow. In the snowy mountains, a 23-year-old white man is kneeling deep in the snow of the Andes Mountains on a sunny day. He has medium-length hair, he's facing away from the camera slightly to the left, he's emotionally broken, and he's wearing a beige autumn jacket. What's up with the dogs? Oh, I said emotionally broken. Maybe that's why. So let's see what happens if I delete that. No way, the dog is gone and it looks super close. Wow, okay, I guess AI is saying if you're emotionally broken, get a dog. Okay, he's not looking into the camera and he's wearing a hoodie, but you can always play around with the words and you can also scroll to the right and see if you can find a better one. Which one do you prefer more, dog or without dog? Let me know below.
Very cool. I hope you guys saw that this time. But so this is where we're going with image generation now. That's a program called Decohere. So if you want to go play with that one, it's quite a fun tool to sort of create as you're speaking or as you're typing in the context that it actually starts creating the picture for you. Right. Any comments on that or ideas? Anyone getting excited about creating pictures or movies? Yes, Nish.
So I actually saw recently that Sora, who's it's the image, text to video creator from OpenAI,
Yes.
developed a movie. So they used Sora to develop kind of the first AI movie where a guy had a balloon as a head and there was a narration behind it, and it was all done by AI. So actually they're moving to the point of actual film creation. Using Sora and the text to video creator.
That's amazing. I actually saw that OpenAI has taken Sora to some Hollywood producers, and they're asking them to try it out. So watch the space, I guess, to see. We'll see where that goes.
Well,
Yes.
my video editor already created a trailer just with AI.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, that's amazing that some of these AI editors, actually there's some of them like the HeyGen, for instance, can do the talking heads. So you can put up a picture of yourself and it'll create an AI picture of yourself speaking. So that's quite cool. Yeah, we're not going into the video editors, so maybe we can do that next week. But like Descript is a pretty cool one, where you can do a podcast and then go and edit based on the text. So you can literally delete out words. You can delete out all the ums and ahs and make you sound like you're quite a professional speaker. So Descript is quite a cool tool to use for something like that. Cool. We'll talk more about that if you guys want to. We can do that next week. But I've kind of let me just go back to sharing screen. The examples that I've got here, or sort of ideas that I have in terms of discussions. I want to talk. I'm struggling to find. Let me see where I am in this. Okay, so those are. So we've done prompt engineering, GPTs, Canva, and AI. I've shown Deco here, Google Workspace. What I was planning to do also is next week is to look at ChatHub, where you can compare different chatbots side by side. Look at Perplexity, because we talk about Perplexity as a chatbot quite often, and how Perplexity is different to other chatbots. It's actually a search engine that uses AI for search. So it makes it very powerful. So it's like we often jump between search, Google and ChatGPT. Your Perplexity brings the two together for you. So that's quite a cool one. Building chatbots, not with ChatGPT, but actually, I'll just see somebody's. Okay, so yeah, so chatbots with applications where you can build it for your company as a chatbot on your website and stuff. So those are some of the things. Any suggestions that you guys may have that we can cover in future, we can do that here. Okay, right. So let me move ahead. We've got sort of 10 minutes to go. I just quickly want to tell you guys about the membership and how I see this sort of playing out. At the moment, everybody here are basically as guests, and everybody can join the weekly discussion group as a guest, and then also obviously join the Facebook group. If you want the link, I'll post the link for you. But what I'm going to be giving to people who actually sign up as members is actually obviously the weekly discussion group, but also access to all the recordings and the AI summaries of past meetings that was done. And then I've got a whole bunch of resources and templates and things like that I can share with you guys. So for instance, let me go to my members page. Up here, you can get the meeting recordings. You got learnings and resources and curated materials. Yeah, as I literally give you access to a folder called AI Learning Resources, which will have tutorials, tips and tricks, recommended reading, prompt engineering, cheat sheets and terminology, AI reports and research, all that sort of stuff. Sorry, I'm just kind of keep hearing sound coming from somebody. Yeah. Okay, so so for instance, if I go to tutorials, tips and tricks over here, the folder, there's some great documents in terms of 102 essential art styles with Midjourney. So often when you're prompting Midjourney, you kind of don't know what style to ask for, and here's like 102 different styles. that you could say, for instance, this one is called, I think it's called Wild and Wacky Vibes, and this one is called Contemporary C-pop Trends. This one is a country style and sleek business style, which would be that one. Constructivist design, which is that. So it gives you a whole bunch of ideas in terms of what is the style that you want that you can use in a prompt for Midjourney. So that's just kind of one of the documents. There's a whole DALL-E 2 prompt book, which obviously will apply to DALL-E 3 as well. And then there's things like prompt engineering. For instance, here's a prompt library example, but a whole mastery guide on prompt engineering. So we spoke about prompt engineering last week, but if this will just load, this one will actually break it down for you from basics, what's NLP, GPT, LLMs, what is a prompt, and give you a whole bunch of examples and things. So if you really want to sort of get stuck into some self-learning, there's a whole bunch of things over here. And then the cheat sheets and terminology, for instance, definitions of key AI terms. If you kind of hear us talking about the same thing over and over again, what's generative AI, what's Copilot, what's a large language model in terms of prompting, context stuffing model, tons of stuff. So please go and have a look at that. All at the members' home, and then on the curated tutorials, literally everything the tools and the sources that I use in terms of teaching myself AI, I save them into playlists on YouTube, and that's where I've kind of created all of these different playlists here. You can see talking about the big chatbot, school tools, image and video, all of that stuff is over here, and it's all in a playlist. So you can go and scroll through all of these things if you kind of want to just hear from the horse's mouth and learn about AI for yourself. So that's all the resources, things that I'm going to give to people who actually sign up as members. And then besides the open Facebook group, I will have a private Facebook group, so for people who want to join over there. So that's for people who want to become a full-fledged member of the ROI from AI group. So the members price, we'll be setting that at about 750 Rand a month, and then I'll offer a 6-month membership, which will bring the per month price down. So obviously that's where I'm eventually be placing the membership. But obviously for you guys who are new, because we are a new group, and I'm calling everybody that joins now a founders member, I'm making it available at 350, and the 6-month membership is at 300. So I think it's quite a good deal. And also I feel like, if you're serious about learning AI and developing your skills, and also for your organization, I think it's worthwhile. Why join? As you get the founder's price locked in forever at the 300 Rand price. When I move up to 750, you'll stay on 300. Personal investment, organizational training. It's a tax deductible subscription. So actually the taxman is going to pay for the subscription. And then hopefully this investment that you make, that you'll get ROI from this AI investment, because I believe if you just learn 1 or 2 tricks here, that's going to save you a couple of hours a week, then the hour that you're spending on this group or learning AI, plus the investment that you make, is going to bring you enough ROI that it's kind of a no-brainer. So that's all I have for you this week. If you guys want to join, I'll just drop the link into the chat, and you guys can go sign up and make sure you get the. I'm looking for the link. I need an assistant on this thing to help me manage all of these things. But I'll send it out. Let me rather send it out because I don't think I'm going to get there in time. Any other questions or comments or discussions?
No, it looks really good, Quentin. Thanks for putting this whole session together. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome, Ralph. Good.
Thank you, Quentin. That was great. Very interesting.
Thanks, Lynn.
Quentin, I just want to double check the recording from last week. I never saw come through. Is that because the membership thing isn't up online yet, or is there just
so basically what I'm saying now is I'm going to keep that for people who are signing up as members. That's going to be in the website. So I'm not going to just send it out.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. Okay, guys.
Thanks, Quentin.
Thank you very much. Have a good long weekend.
Thank you, Quentin. That was great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Quentin.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.
Bye.